Hello everyone, I'm Chris Hernandez and this is the Weekly Report, your look at news from the city of Kansas City, Missouri. Firefighters with KCFD Local 42 helped Santa's elves this year as they collected and wrapped presents at the Fire Union Hall for hundreds of kids served by the Jackson County Foster Program. Fire employees and volunteers from throughout the community, including these Boy Scouts, work to provide presents to these kids every year. The dust was flying as a bulldozer knocked down a vacant building at 1501 East 18th Street to make way for redevelopment to transform Kansas City's historic Jazz District into a premier attraction for locals and tourists.
Today, as we highlight our 150-day progress report, it sends a clear signal that progress is happening here on 18th and Vine. Some of those highlights includes, which is why we stand here today, that is the demolition of 1501 East 18th Street. This will eventually make room for commercial development, including newly constructed retail and also residential units.
When I was a kid, my mother took me down to the historic Lincoln Building, and there was a bookstore there. And the lady who was there told us at the time that one day this district will be exciting. It'll be the centerpiece of this community like it was decades before. And I am so excited that today we're seeing a continuation of the process started by Congressman Cleaver, continued by our city councils, our mayor since, and that continues to build in this community.
So far, the City Council has designated $7 million towards this project. The weather outside has been more delightful than frightful so far, but it is always good to be prepared. If you want to learn more about snow policies, how to stay safe during cold weather, or even how to keep your pipes from freezing, visit our website at kcmo.gov and search snow. There you will find frequently asked questions and much more, including videos about snow phases and space heater safety tips. Now, when it does snow, city crews start plowing when 1 inch or more of snow has fallen. Please wait to call 311 about missed streets until 24 hours after the snowfall has ended. Now let's check in with our city departments.
Hidden beneath the railroad tracks near Union Station and the Freight House District parking lot is a giant sewer main. It's 6 feet tall, made of bricks that were hand-laid, and was built in 1883. After more than 130 years, it needs to be fixed.
This right here that we're doing right now is 72 to 76 transition into 76 inch.
But instead of tearing up the roads and disrupting rail traffic, both of which are costly options, KC Water is using technology to get the job done underground. Kwa Huynh is the project manager.
We are using a trenchless technology, which is called cure-in-place pipe. The purpose of this project is to extend the life of the existing brick sewer that collects both storm and wastewater.
Crews begin at a manhole, in this case a very large manhole, and feed a felt liner through the pipe. This pipe section is more than 600 feet long, so there's a truckload of liner. They fill the liner with resin, then ever so slowly and carefully push it through. It's a slow process. It moves only about 1 foot every 4 minutes. This is technology that is used on smaller pipes as well. Again, instead of tearing up the road, crews thread the liner through an open manhole to the next manhole. Once in place, the liner is cured with either steam or hot water, and it becomes as strong as a new PVC pipe. Then it's ready for another 50 to 75 years at least. It saves money and time and reduces the impact on customers. This process is yet another example of how KC Water is using innovative technology to save customers millions of dollars to renew underground infrastructure critical to today's customers and future generations. The work taking place in the parking lot of Lydia's restaurant is a major part of a Crossroads area sewer main and manhole rehabilitation project that essentially runs from Truman Road to the KC Terminal Railway tracks near Union Station. This will extend the life of the sewer mains in this area and help prevent sewer backups.
One of the things that we have found is that even though there are oftentimes jobs available only 18% of all available jobs are accessible through public transportation through the bus system. Even if a job is available, if someone cannot get there, then that job is not even an option. So what Bishop Sullivan Center has done is we've developed a program for working people who have been on the job for a minimum of 90 days and are really doing their part to try to keep the train, what I call, going down the tracks. We've developed a program that is more of not really a handout, but more of a help out. So it is a very inexpensive way to help provide people with transportation who, again, are doing their part to try to keep what I call the train on the tracks.
Developed this partnership with Bishop Sullivan Center. We heard them talking in a meeting what they were doing and trying to accomplish, and we figured that there was something that we could bring to the table to help them with this program. And what we just talked to them about is we have space at the tow lot. Bring your cars here. It's a secured facility. We'll take care of them until you find a home for them, and it's really worked out well for everyone. What was interesting about this whole program was one of our employees was at a community event, and one of the people from the city, actually from the tow lot, happened to be in attendance, and that individual came to us and said, hey, we think this is a great program. We really appreciate you doing that for the community, and we'd like to be involved. And they said, well, we have a tow lot down on Front Street that someone's there 24/7, that's completely secure, and if you would like to use our facility, you can use it for free. And so that is where we currently store the vehicles. We have 24-hour access to them. And again, the most interesting part of this was the city coming to us. It wasn't us going to the city. They felt that there was a need and they wanted to do whatever they could do to assist with the program. Oh, it makes you feel great. I mean, anytime you can help people in the community to get their lives together, to get ahead, that's what we're all about. We want to do what's in the best interest of the citizens of Kansas City.
The National World War I Museum and Memorial is the only museum in the country that is dedicated to the preservation of objects, personal experiences, and the history of the First Global War. Since it opened its doors in 2006, the museum's exhibitions and programs have attracted over 2 million visitors to the museum. Here to talk to us about some of the activity that has drawn so many people to the museum and to Kansas City is President and CEO Dr. Matthew Naylor. Dr. Matthew, thank you for having us here.
Well, we're glad that you're here.
And thank you for talking to us about all of the activity that's come up. You were recently named by TripAdvisor one of the top 25 museums in the country, and this is not your first time on that list.
You're right. There's more than 35,000 museums in the United States, and we're really proud that for the 3rd year running, TripAdvisor rated us in the top 25. And really this is driven by folks who visit to the museum. We're the #1 visitor attraction on TripAdvisor for Kansas City. But it speaks to the vision of the people of Kansas City when they first imagined this place, when it was built in the early 1920s. And then this revisioned museum that you see today, as you said, which opened 10 years ago. Absolutely a world-class institution that the people of Kansas City created. So we're honored to be named by TripAdvisor as one of the top 25 and as the top visitor attraction for Kansas City.
And you also have much programming that is around the commemoration of the centennial of World War I. Can you talk to us about some of the programming that is currently happening that's related to that?
Our work is to interpret, understand, and remember the Great War and its enduring impact. And we have a particular responsibility during this global commemorative period. And 1917 to 2017 is the beginning of the 100-year commemoration of the US entry into World War I. So our exhibits around this time really focus on what happened 100 years ago and the enduring impact of that.
I think the museum is known for such dynamic partnerships that you have with collaborations that you probably wouldn't automatically associate with World War I, and the Truce Tournament is an example of that. Can you talk a little bit about Truce Tournament and when it happens? And it is supported by the Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund.
In 1914, it said that around Christmas time there was a truce that broke out for about 24 hours in a number of areas across the Western Front. And what happened was that in amongst all this terrible fighting and bombardment, there was a moment where the troops just a couple of 100 feet from one another began to sing Christmas carols. They began to share things with one another. They in fact came to no man's land in the in-between, the trenches, where they then were able to exchange some gifts, sing together, and it's said that they even played soccer. And so to help talk about this story and engage people in thinking about this remarkable moment where people were able to put aside such profound conflict and instead just find peace, if only for a few hours, we partner with Sporting Kansas City, and we have the Truce Tournament on Boxing Day, or December 26th. It's a wonderful day where on the south lawn here we have about 30 soccer teams playing soccer. On the inside we have beer and eggs. It's a big day for the European soccer matches, and so we have TV set up, and those are broadcast live here in the museum. And it gives us the opportunity to be able to talk about something that happened, this extraordinary Christmas truce of 1914, to audiences that would otherwise not think about World War I. And of course then talk about the implications for today. And so we're grateful for the support of the Neighbourhood Tourism Development Fund, which really supports that and other programs that we have, which are bring in very many varied audiences. And another, I think, fantastic collaboration that we have is Operation Warfare, which is a food cook-off. And so some of the local restaurants in town, we feature them in the auditorium, where we have the Allied and the Central Powers, and they are given certain ingredients and some World War I rations, and they have to create a 3-course meal which is judged, during which time there will be some lecture or a quiz or different mediums that we use to engage a very full, overflowing audience in learning about food and World War I. Really a very exciting, fun program. We've had really interesting collaborations with small businesses, foundations, arts organisations around town to think about the impact of World War I and its continued bearing upon today.
So if anybody would like more information or to catch what's happening that's coming up, where would they find that information?
The very best place to go is to our website, theworldwar.org. And we have all of our programming and exhibition schedules are listed there, and we have a real diverse array of programming, so you want to check there regularly. And the second best thing to do is to sign up for our newsletter. And each month, just once a month, get a newsletter that lists the upcoming programming. And because we have such variety for all sorts of different age groups and interests, it really is an ideal place to learn about how you can engage in learning about the enduring impact of World War I.
Well, thank you, Dr. Matthew, for all that you do here at the museum and for attracting so many people to the museum and to the city.
Well, we're just so thrilled to be partners with the city and the people of Kansas City, and really one of the world's great museums here. It's a reason for the folks to be very proud because of what they created. So thank you, and to the people of Kansas City for your support.
The Neighborhood Tourist Development Fund supports local nonprofits that bring cultural, social, educational, and recreational activities to our area. learn about additional upcoming events, visit kcmo.gov/ntdf.
Holiday joy can also bring holiday danger. To make sure you have a safe season, follow these tips from professional firefighters. Always light candles away from Christmas trees, wreaths, curtains, or anything flammable. Blow out all candles when you leave a room, and never leave children alone with lit candles. Artificial Christmas trees should be fire retardant, and real trees should be watered daily and kept at least 3 feet from fireplaces, radiators, space heaters, and other heat sources. A public safety message from the International Association of Firefighters.
While you are out and about enjoying all the fun holiday festivities, be sure to show off your photographic talents. Share your photos with us. Show us your best shots of Kansas City landmarks decked out for the holidays. Your photos may be featured on our social media channels. Email them to communications@kcmo.org with the words holiday photos written into the subject line. Having a Christmas tree highlights the holiday season for many, and the city makes it easy to recycle your tree after the holidays. You can recycle your natural Christmas tree for free at any one of the city's 3 leaf and brush drop-off centers. You can go to 11660 North Main Street, 1815 North Choteau Traffic Way, and 10301 Raytown Road. You can go on Saturdays through January 14th. All trees must be free of lights, tinsel, and other decorations. Proof of residency is required. Be sure to visit kcmo.gov and search Leaf and Brush for more information. For the weeks of December 26th and January 2nd, trash and recycling shifts to the holiday schedule, which is 1 day after your regular trash day. For example, residents whose regular trash day is Monday will have their trash picked up on Tuesday, and so on through the week. The week of December 26th is also a trash amnesty week. And that means that during this week, residents may set out more than their 2 bags of trash without tags at the curb. But remember, no hazardous waste, bulky items, or leaf and brush will be accepted. And as always, recycling is unlimited. To view this program again or other Channel 2 videos, go to kcmo.gov and search Channel 2. That page has a link to our YouTube channel and Channel 2 program guide. That does it for this edition of the Weekly Report. I'm Chris Hernandez. Have a great week.